Okay, go.
All right, welcome everybody. It is a Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, and we're back for part 2 of a long process of answering questions about life, what you want to do with your life, want to make sense of your life. So we here at Final Step International are here to answer those questions. So we have 2 interesting questions today. But before we go on, let's do this. Let's talk about last week for a second. I just want to review last week because last week was about road rage. And what we need to understand, road rage and why we personalize things. And this is a quick overview, just to rehash it so we can make it stick to the mind, all right? So you can apply it. Road rage is basically an unresolved childhood issue that shows up when somebody does something that hits one of those buttons that makes you respond accordingly. Now, and how you respond depends on how severe the damage was in childhood. Now, that means, do I wave the guy in front of me or a gal in front of me, or do I pull out a gun? That is a great indicator of what happened in childhood and how you handle those situations. And remember I told you before, your behavior is a great indication of how you see yourself. So what you do in certain situations tells us who you are and what happened to you and how you respond to certain situations, okay? So that's road rage. Personalization. Why do we personalize stuff? Well, depending on childhood and how the caretakers, shall we say, parented us or were unable to meet our needs will dictate how we interpret that information. And what we will do is we will try to please the caretaker in ways to get that need met of validation, acceptance, and being liked and loved, etc. So what happens is we take that blueprint and we bring it again to the forefront of our lives or to the adult world, and guess what happens? We try to please everyone. Not everyone, but we become people pleasers. And what we do is we try to please our mates, our bosses, maybe our siblings, anybody to validate us so we can go, you know something, I'm okay. All right, so I just want to give you a quick refresher on that so we can move on, okay? So I've had an interesting week. I got some really good questions. Boy, people ask some questions that are really powerful. So, hey, they're gonna come up down the line. A lot of the things I'm getting is this. Ones that are about addiction, and the other one is about relationships and addiction, all right? Because you figure, we hear it on the news about the opioid epidemic. About 88,000 people in America have died from drug overdose last year, okay? 88,000. I think it's the third leading cause. And then we have relationships. Everybody wants to be in relationships. Everybody loves connection. Everybody wants that special somebody. And so, we want the right somebody. And one of the questions that came up a while back was, why do we pick them? And we're going to talk about relationships. So that's going to be almost a 3 or 4 series on that one. So that's down the road. So I'm going to give you something to think about. But today's question is this. Today's question is the name of the company. Oh, that's my producer. That's my producer.
You didn't tell who you were, the name of the company.
I have an earpiece. Oh, well, let me introduce myself. Again, Michael Loden, founder of Final Step International, okay? What we do is make sense of your life to empower you to move forward without hesitation. That's what we do. So whatever it is you're doing, we want to make sense of it. We want to get you to understand why you do it, and if you decide to, get you to stop doing it. But that's up to you. I will never tell you to stop doing it. I will get you to understand why you do it. So that being said, that's what we do that with relationships, individuals, family-owned businesses. We focus on the human being. And we want the human being to understand where they come from and how that impacted how they see the world so they can make the necessary changes to live the life and do the things they really want to do, okay? Because here's what I get. We can give people programs. We can give people all this foo-foo stuff. I'm not a foo-foo guy. We give them foo-foo stuff. But if you don't have the foundation of what's going on inside you, then that thing you're doing out there is going to be difficult to navigate. And I want to make it easier for you to navigate. I want you to be able to empower yourself to say no to an individual. I want you to be empowered to say, something, I'm not interested. And not be offended that the other person is hurt. You need to learn how to take care of yourself. Okay? And that's the key. So, and, oh, by the way, we're going to have some commercials. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'll let you know. Someone's got to support this thing we're doing. So we need our...
This habit?
Yeah, so we got to support this habit. So we got to have commercials to pay for it. Okay? So if you see a card coming through and it has a name somewhere, okay, then you know what's going on. We're hitting the big time. So let's do this. First thing we're doing is, why are we frightened to learn? Okay? That was a question that happened yesterday. I asked this question. So why are you scared to learn? I'm not scared to learn. No. Why are you scared to learn? So let me go a little further. Not only learn, but maybe complete a project. Maybe to graduate high school. Maybe to attend community college or attend a four-year university. Or here it is all in one nutshell. Why are we afraid to take a risk? Okay? I asked this question because here's what I get from the high school guys who didn't finish high school. And they can apply to anything. They go like this: I'm lazy. I said, okay, if you're lazy, what does that mean? I didn't want to do it. No, hold on. No. You didn't want to do it. Go a little further. Why did you not finish high school? Then I go like this. Of course, I'm asking questions no one's ever asked them, so I'm giving them a break. I got to give you a break because you take some thought here. Well, why didn't I finish? That means they have to go back and see what was going on in their lives and what they heard to see, what impacted me to not finish? That's either high school, college, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll just use high school as the example. Then he goes, I was told I was dumb. Oh, so someone said you were dumb. They said I wasn't good enough. Oh, so we were good enough. So now we have curses and spells, things that people said to us that stick to us, and we start doing what? Applying them subconsciously. Okay, that's what happens. So here's the other. So what we have here is, so you're not lazy. What it is? Think about it. If you're not lazy, then what are you? You're scared. You're frightened. All right? Because you've heard the words. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough. Who do you think you are in this family to go further your education? Who do you think you are to better yourself? When we, in this family, in this neighborhood, in this environment, don't do that, and you're going to be different, how dare you? All right? That's how it looks. So here we go. So you hear that growing up, and guess what? What are you going to do? You're going to freeze. So it's not lazy, it's fear. And what's the fear from? Fear is from the words that you hear, the curses and spells that were told to you growing up, that are imprinted on your brain, in your subconscious, that make you not want to do anything. Because what happens if you, what? Do something. You could do one or two things. What happens if you go to school? What happens if you attend classes? Someone's going to give. You could either do what? Pass or fail. Right? Succeed or fail. If I don't do anything, guess what I can't do? Think about it. What can't I do? I can't what? I can't fail. If I don't fail, the words that were told to me years ago don't ring true. Therefore, I'm safe and I'm okay. And it's worth it for me to sit here and not do anything, become somebody, because if I fail that one time, it will haunt me for the rest of my life. It will eat up my self-worth. It will eat up my authenticity. It will eat at everything that I believe I stand for. So guess what? I'm not doing anything. Okay? I ain't doing it. That's why people are afraid to do things. Okay? Think about that. So it's not lazy. So when someone says they're lazy, go deeper. It's more than lazy. Somebody said something all along their childhood, shall we say, journey, and they have held on to that. Okay? So that's what's up. Now, we have a commercial coming up. Hi. We have a commercial. Wow, never mind. My supporter or my, you try.
To get good help.
Try to get some good help, right? You can't need good help around here. Okay?
You're so
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
You're so intense.
Yeah. It's called passion. Okay? It's called passion. So, that's that.
Any questions?
So,
Any questions from your audience?
yes, if you have any questions, do that. Type in if you want to. All right? See what's up. So just remember, fear comes from learned behavior because we are taught to doubt ourselves. And if I doubt myself, guess what? I'm moving. All right. On the other hand, guess what? I'm going to in a therapy school they call it self-disclosure. I was fortunate enough not to be told I couldn't do anything. I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not a gifted guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. But what I do is I never give up, because I was never told I could. I was never told not to give up. I was never chastised for grades. I was never, shamed, criticized. I just kept plugging along. And I kept plugging on like a little choo-choo train. And so if you keep chugging along, if you keep walking, guess what? You can turn around, 1,000 footsteps have been walked. Okay? So just know that. I really am. I gotta give my parents credit for that. Thank you for that, because I see it's hurtful when you're called stupid. That's one of the words I hate. I hate that. Ooh, stupid. You're worthless. Those kinds of phrases and words that really dig into the heart of a child and that freezes them from doing anything. And I've heard thousands and thousands of those stories over the years. And my goal, like I said, the final step is to break those spells. And when we can break them, boy, it's a whole new world, okay? So that's what's up. So, that being said, let's review this real quick. Remember what a need is, right? You guys remember this. I want you to try this out. When you're out there in a situation, you're dealing with a young lady, I don't care if she's 8 years old, 6, if you're dealing with a young man, woman, a relationship, whatever you're dealing with, and something they do, and you have a question about it, ask this question. What are you needing by doing that behavior? Okay, that's it. What are you needing? Now remember what a need is. A need is something we try to obtain from another individual in a situation, something you're trying to get out of that situation. So a need could be understanding. Honey, why do you do that thing over there? What need are you meeting by cleaning the dishes in that way? Well, I think it's just more effective. Well, okay. I just need some understanding if that's the way you do it, but at least you understand now, right? As opposed to becoming a meaning-making machine. Speaking of meaning-making machine, guess what? Think about all the stuff you make up when somebody says something to you, and what meaning you give it, as opposed to knowing the fact about it. All right? We're going to touch on that. That'll keep coming up as we go on this journey. Okay, meaning-making machine, needs. We're going to talk about the needs-based method. So these are words that you're going to hear constantly, because I want to hear that you're going to apply them to your world and make your place a better place. Okay. So do we have a commercial coming up? And no, we don't. Yeah. Oh, we might. Hold on. Hold on. Someone's got to support this. Okay.
Is anybody interested in buying telephone cases?
Telephone cases. Here's the deal. Amazon is sending us free stuff. I don't know why, but they are. There's a glitch in there somewhere. We're getting stuff. So everybody wants a free case for a iPhone. What is this, an iPhone?
No, it says, let me see what it says.
What does it say?
What does it say? It says this one is for a, oh boy.
Mm-hmm. S10. S10. That's fancy stuff.
S10e.
All right, that's fancy. So I don't know what that looks like, but here you go. But, okay.
And this one is for...
Yeah, we'll be like those girls at USC. We get some sponsors. There we go. And I didn't get it, but I went to college. Okay?
No, tell them about our upcoming women's event.
Okay, now hold on. We have from our sponsor.
We have a ladies.
That's all you do.
We have an upcoming, I don't like that shading. I like that one, gives me a 10. We have an upcoming women's event on April the 27th in Redondo Beach at the Marriott. So it's an all-day event. Michael and I are going to be co-hosting it. So come and support us. It's all over social media. It's on Eventbrite. So it's designed the life you've always wanted. That's it. Okay, your turn.
And we're back. Okay. Hey, everybody. Okay, so think about that. There's a women's empowerment on April 27th. All right? And I'm going to challenge you guys. So don't, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. When you leave that place, you're going to be weak in the knees, okay? Because you're going to throw a lot of stuff at you to apply, to learn, and you're getting a taste of it here, okay? So that's what's going on there. So then we have our second question. The second question is, why do we become our parents? Think about that. Everybody's going, oh, damn, that's me. You ever think about that? God, you're just like your father. You're just like your mother, right? You hear that all the time. Right? You wonder why. And you see the things they did growing up, right? You see how they were parenting you or they were dead. And you go, I'll never be like them. I will never, ever be like my mama. I will never be like my dad, ever. But it's funny, when you have kids, what happens? Oh, yeah, baby. You know what happens. Just like them. I'm behaving just like them, right? Why does that happen? Here's why. And I remember I'm gonna keep real basic here. I'm not gonna go too dynamic on you or anything. Who are your first teachers, right? Who are you mirroring when you're young and you look into their eyes and you want your baba? Think about that. Who's the first voice you hear? Who are you looking over to be fed? Who are you crying for to get your diaper changed? And as you get older, who are the voices that you constantly hear? Everything you hear, every experience you have is being imprinted in you. And here we go. Now we're becoming, now we're seeing, now we're experiencing. We take on what we see, right? How many of you have behaviors like your parent? What are one of the 2 or 3 most popular things that you do that are just like your mother, ladies? Or men, what are the top 2 or 3 behaviors that are just like your father? Okay, think about that. Think about the wiring, the subconscious imprinting that happens, and that's basically what it is. And we take it on. Now, here's the thing: what kind of imprinting did you get? All right, now people hire me because the imprinting they got was not really, shall we say, life affirming, and they got these life diminishing imprints that cause them to shrink, to, like we talked about before, to doubt themselves, to create havoc. So that being said, we go through life doing things, reacting because of what we learned. Now add a kid to the equation, and that kid does the same thing, does something that makes you respond to what? How your parents did. And you go, oh my God, I'm doing exactly like my mother. Normal. The whole idea is to be conscious of it. If there's a habit you want to break, just take a step back and be conscious of the behavior, where it comes from, and make the correction. That's all it is. Okay, just make the correction. But you got to be conscious when it shows up. You got to take a step back and look at it and go, wow, I'm behaving just like my mother did, and I didn't like it, but I'm doing it to my own child. What do I need to do? Understand where it comes from and make the shift. Okay? That's basically what you're looking at. So, did you ever, I want to say this. Have you ever gone back to Thanksgiving with your family and you revert to the roles you grew up with as children? Think about that. When you go home, you have the pecking order, the oldest, the youngest, and we go back to those same old roles we used to play. That's what we do. They call it the Thanksgiving effect. Everybody goes back to be how they played their role in the family growing up, and they start doing the same things. I find it difficult to go back to my family because I'm not the quiet kid anymore. And guess what? Why does he talk so much? Because I never talked. So what happens is they are a little like, who do you think you is? I mean, who do you think you are? Right? Who do you think you are? Talking. You never talked before? But that's what I do.
You sure do have a lot to say.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say. So those are some of the little snags I get when I go back home. It's really interesting. So that being said, I hope you learned something today. Today we talked about why we're frightened to learn. And the other question is how and why do we become our parents? Okay, so these are really powerful questions because it all adds up to how we navigate in the world. So if you want to navigate differently, understand what you want to change, where it comes from. Ask yourself, why am I feeling? Acknowledge, validate the experience. Remember, validate the experience. What emotions showing up? What needs are met or not met? And go, so that's why. Okay, so you can take the pressure off. There's no good guy, bad guy. Good girl, bad girl. There's no right or wrong. There's nothing. It's just what it is. It's the truth. And it's all we're searching for is the truth. Okay? So, that being said, I look forward to talking. We'll talk. I can't see anything here.
You just see their names.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. All right, with another, some more questions and more answers and making sense of your life. Okay?
Ask him if this is long enough or should it be
So,
longer? Is it too long?
and also send in what we can do to make this better.
Your
You always
thoughts.
want to improve your thoughts, your opinions, because, you know, hey, I can take it. I was an actor for 10 years and I got rejected a lot, so guess what? I can take it. So I just want to make it better for you, so you guys gain something from this, okay? So that being said, have a great night. Have a great week. Remember, watch what people say and do. Take notes, right? And if there's a situation you want to answer to, let me know. Look forward to talking to you. Have a great day, everybody. I'm signing off. Final Step International.
Questions. You didn't go anywhere.
Oh.